Fries is going to win BFDIA, and yes, I know this might sound crazy, and I know my BFDI and tpot predictions have been, I just don't have the best track record with predictions, you could say, but I feel very, very confident that Fries is going to win BFDIA. And the reason I say this is there's evidence and there's patterns. Let's look at Flower's win in BFB. Flower was in the bottom 2, and as soon as that happened, she became way more relevant within the show, and she was barely saved in that elimination, and the writers really knew what they were doing with Flower after that. They really tried to push her to make a fan favorite. She won all the challenges. She started becoming more likable and less mean, and like stuff like that. And I feel like you see that a lot with Fries. Fries was in the bottom 2 with Gelatin, and then got saved, and ever since then, he's been a way better character, getting saved way quicker than the bottom 2, even in winning the prize and getting the least amount of dislikes. And also, I don't think the BFDI writers want another Season 1 veteran to win again. I mean, there's already been 2. I mean, obviously, Season 1 winner was going to win Season 1. And then Flower winning BFB, but that's kind of a choice. They wanted Flower to win over a character like Gelatin just because Gelatin doesn't really fit the winner mold. And after the last time that happened when they wanted Bubble to win, in my opinion, that's my theory, and the Fiery one, they wanted to make sure Flower would win. So in my head, I think they want Fries to win, because Fries has been through the most adversity. He's a new character, he's done really good in the challenges, and he's been on his own team so many different times. And out of the characters that are left that came in BFDIA, Nickel realistically has zero chance of winning. Even if he survives this elimination, I will find it very surprising if Nickel wins BFDIA. And Book is also not going to win BFDIA either. I mean, Book has a better chance than Nickel does. But Book is, it's like active, it's pretty obvious that the writers don't like Book. She's been up for elimination so many times now that it's so obvious they just want Book to be eliminated and focus on her more in the Power of 2. And then you have a character like Tennis Ball, and Tennis Ball has been doing really good in Teapot, and I feel like they wouldn't really mind him not winning BFDIA because he also has a chance to win the Power of 2 if they really wanted Tennis Ball to win the Power of 2. I mean, Tennis Ball is not going anywhere anytime soon in Teapot, and probably not BFDIA either, so Tennis Ball is definitely one up in the air. I think the main characters that could win BFDIA is Coiny and maybe Pinge, because I feel like they want Pin to get like a new arc, like that winner arc or redemption arc, kind of like Flower had. And it would be a nice story for Pin, just to see how far she came from BFDI being the 5th eliminated to her whole, like, her being the underdog, her being, like, tortured, all that stuff. And then she finally wins BFDIA. That'd be amazing. And then they could write her off a Teapot, because I don't really think they like Pin and Teapot either. And then Pin doesn't really need to be in Teapot anymore because she won BFDIA. And then there's Coiny, and Coiny is a very interesting case, because it would be kind of ironic if Fiery won the first season and Coiny won the second season. However, they have been writing Coiny a lot less these past couple episodes, and I use that as a plan where I think Coiny would win, but now I'm kind of second guessing that opinion, because after this episode, I guess after this elimination, there will be 6 characters left, and I don't know how much they want Coiny to win. I mean, Coiny really hasn't done that much. He had this whole arc with Pin, but it feels like they want Pin to win more than they want Coiny to win, because Pin just has more going on within the story and she's gotten more character development. Coiny did get a lot of character development within the early stages of BFDIA, but now we get later and later into the show, we start seeing characters like Coiny, Needle, and Book get less and less screen time, and characters like Pin, Fries, Tennis Ball, and Nickel get more and more screen time. But again, Coiny is probably not going to get eliminated. As much as I say he doesn't get that much screen time, and he really hasn't been getting that much screen time these past couple episodes, I just don't think it's enough with, because it's not a vote to save system, it's vote to eliminate, and I just don't see a world where Coiny gets voted out of BFDI unless it is him against, like, unless it's like a one-on-one scenario elimination where it was like with Ruby. I just don't really see that happening. And if it's a final 3 between him, Fries, and Tennis Ball, and Coiny's still on the same trajectory, I mean, there's still a lot left of the season. There's still probably like 4 or 5 more episodes. But if it is a final 3 or a final 2 and Coiny's in it against a character like Fries or Tennis Ball, I find it very hard to imagine Coiny ends up winning and getting more votes than Fries and Tennis Ball. Because Coiny still doesn't really get that many elimination votes, but he's getting a lot less prize votes. And you see characters like Tennis Ball and Fries getting more and more prize votes, and that sort of vote trajectory is going to transfer over to a vote to win the game. And obviously, there's going to be more fans for Tennis Ball and Fries if they're going to getting more screen time. However, on the other hand, if Pin does get eliminated, this only gives more development for Coiny, because Coiny's character becomes least dependent on Pin, and we get to see more of Coiny. So maybe Coiny actually does get this new arc that boosts him. But again, I just don't really find that as likely to happen, because Fries is always going to be a big part of BFDIA in every episode because he's always on his own and he doesn't have to rely on other characters, and I feel like that's what makes Fries such a popular character in BFDIA. And again, also when it comes down to voting to win, we saw with Flower mostly got a lot of votes because of her last episode in saving BFDI. And if Fries is anything similar to that, or just keeps winning challenges and keeps doing like outstanding and all of this stuff like within BFDIA, I feel like that's going to be more fresh to people's memories than some of the stuff Tennis Ball or Coiny or Pin did earlier in the season, and that will ultimately give Fries the win over these characters. I mean, the Fries hype is kind of, I want to say dying down, but people are starting to realize how much of a popular character Fries is, so I don't know if people are going to start disliking him more just because he is a popular character that people don't really see why he's so popular, but I'm calling it right here, right now. By the end of this year, I think BFDIA will probably end around the end-ish of 2025. Fries will win BFDIA Season 2. Mark my words.